covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
Yo guys, what is up? Max and Borderlands 3 video, and today we're going to show a build for each character and break it down on how to one-shot the 42 billion Traunt. Now, there are a bunch of different ways to do this on different characters. I'm just going to be showing one of my favorite ways for each Vault Hunter and kind of break down the gear that you're going to need and how to do this. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you find it helpful, be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, guys, let's get right into it. So there are a lot of ways to do this kill on flak. I'm going to show you guys what I think to be the coolest way, and then we'll go over like the most, honestly, just easy to use setup and the most reliable. So for this, we're going to have our pet throw our grenade at Traunt and one-shot him. We are on Mayhem 11. And we're basically not using any gear, and I got basically no skill points. Now, the way that this kill works on flak and the way that we're able to do so much damage, and the only thing that you really need for this kill is you need a role reversal class mod. Doesn't matter your passives, because the pet won't really benefit from anything besides splash damage. So I've got terrible passives on this. You're going to want Throat Ripper to guarantee a crit. If your grenade crits, it'll one-shot him. It'll do hundreds of billions of damage. The reason that this kill works and the reason this is so strong is because of the sticky parts on this grenade. Now, this is a longbow grenade. The reason we want longbow is just so it hits Traunt. We want it to stick to Traunt. And then the sticky parts is where this gets crazy. Now, the pet, when it throws your grenade, and only the Warloader pet will throw your grenade. That's why we're spec'd down this far into Purple Tree. When it throws your grenade, it is going to get times 51 damage on that grenade for Mayhem scaling up the pet. Now, when the sticky procs, if it's stuck to a target, it's going to reapply all of your damage bonuses, and one of those damage bonuses being the scaling that the grenade already gets. So we're basically, when we throw our grenade, or when the pet throws our grenade, sorry, it's getting 51 squared damage. So it is getting over 2,000%, I believe, increased damage on the grenade if our pet throws it. And that is one of the easiest ways to kill Traunt. It's pretty stupid. It's not something you can reliably use for mobbing or running around in takedowns, but for a one-on-one with a boss like Traunt, this is a ridiculous mechanic. Now, for a more reasonable thing to do against Traunt, for just an easier to do kill, you can use something like a URAD Guardian Angel or a Guardian Angel with 150-90. Throw on a Peregrine class mod, something like the Revolter. And then for grenades, you can use Fish Slap. I don't have an Unleash the Dragon on me, but that's probably what I would use. Peregrine, Revolter, Fish Slaps, Guardian Angel with a Fish Slap, and the skill tree for Fadenade. All of the builds, all of these save files, I will drop in the Discord and have updated. But the skill tree for Fadenade flak, basically grabbing all the damage increases. You're going to want Interplanetary Stalker, you're going to want the Power Inside, you're going to want Hidden Machine, you're going to want Pack Tactics, you're going to want Barbaric Yop, you're going to want Frenzy. Get all the big damage things that you can grab, and then just throw grenades with the Guardian Angel Revolter, and Peregrine with the Rack Attack is going to be a little bit more probably easier for a lot of y'all to do. But I did want to show off how crazy and how little gear you need to do this one shot with just pet and flak. All right, let's do Amara next. I'll take it. I'll take it. Just throw one fish slap. That's a great idea. It's a great idea. All right, make sure that procs on him. Back up. One fish slap. So for Amara, there's genuinely a lot of ways to do this kill. All of them are going to be involving melee to some capacity, though it's just simply the easiest way to scale your damage on Amara, and the phase flare in some capacity. Now, I'm going to do this kill real quick on Amara, and then I'll show you guys the gear and the skill tree and what I recommend for going for consistent kills with this. Gonna throw that. Oh, man, I should have thrown the fish slap a little bit sooner. Okay, so For this Amara kill, if I had thrown the fish slap in a better time, it would have looked a little bit cleaner. But that was a orb damage Guardian Angel. The two Guardian Angels that I'd recommend for this are either phase flare damage or a melee damage after slamming. That was what you saw in that first clip. I recommend using a Revolter. The Revolter or the Stinger Shield, it depends on kind of what you're going for. The Unleash the Dragon or a melee artifact, such as like a Shockstone White Elephant or something like that, is really nice. The two best class mods are either a Nimbus or if you can get yourself a 65 Muse. That was with the Nimbus. The Nimbus will do just fine for you because we're going to be scaling so much shock damage. A +5 Nimbus, if you can get your hands on one, obviously doesn't need to be +5, is going to give you 100% increased shock damage, which is absolutely nutty for what we're doing here. But if you can get yourself on a hands on a Muse with Illuminated Fist, 300% increased melee damage, obviously nothing to scoff at. This can no longer drop like that. You can't get a level 72 Muse like this anymore because they nerfed this class mod. So only the 65 variant can come like this, and that's why for this video and that kill, I wanted to show you guys what the Nimbus can do because I recommend that. Let's do one more other kill. Let's take off the Unleash the Dragon. We'll use something like a Shockstone Static Charge is what we'll use. We'll get one more kill here. So let's see if we can do a little bit better one here. We're not using the Unleash the Dragon here. Let's wait for that wall to drop. Swap over. Then throw our fish slap in there and should be done. So yeah, that's the kill on Amara. Relatively easy. I'd really strongly recommend using melee. This was the skill tree that I was rocking. Basically just trying to get as much melee damage and as much action skill damage as I could possibly get. And yeah, guys, let's move on to Zane. So Zane has two builds that I'd recommend for this kill. Either Borsplosion or Cold Running Zane. I'm going to be showing Borsplosion today because I think it's the more interesting thing. We're going to try to get the one shot with the Shocker. We're going to be using a Transformer with shock damage so we don't kill ourselves. And it's Piss with On Grenade Throw, Toboggan, and a Hustler. Now, this is the first kill that we're actually going to need to generate overkill for. So I want to explain that mechanic because it's super important to understand for one-shotting. For overkill, this Guardian rank, excess damage from a kill is added to your next shot. That's going to give us 5 times our base card damage. So we have a Kick Charger. It's got 342k, right? So I'm going to want to overkill an enemy so I can get my full damage of my shot. So that was 81 million, right? Not the biggest damage, but 81 million is way more damage than 5 times this 342, yeah? So now I have full overkill. If I swap weapons to the Shocker, I now have full overkill for the Shocker. It's going to decrease because the Shocker's base total is only 67k, so I'm only getting 5 times 67k, but I'm getting 5 times this weapon's damage on my next shot. Now, if we're lucky enough, we can get the Eraser projectiles to be kind to us and one-shot Traunt. Let's see. Not quite. I am going to leave this Phelan just because I wanted to show you guys that it's not like a guaranteed thing using Borsplosion or any of these builds. These kills take some tries. They take some kills, or they take some luck for almost all of them. The flak one, like your pet can be a ding-dong and throw the grenade somewhere wrong. So let's back out and try to get this one shot again. All right, let's try this one more time. Get our overkill. Oop. We're going to use a Globetrotter this time. And I switched to the Revolter for a little bit more damage. Slide, shoot, hold, and dead. So, on that kill, that was with the Globetrotter and the Revolter. The thing that I did there that I was trying to do, I died because I'm not immune to shock damage, was hold down my aim down sights. So all those projectiles that are bouncing are getting this bonus damage increase. As long as I'm aiming down sights, my first shot and all those bouncing projectiles will continue to get that bonus damage increase. For this Zane kill, the #1 issues that people have is that they say Borsplosion doesn't work for them. If Borsplosion is quote-unquote not working for you, it's because you don't have splash damage radius on your Hustler and you don't have area of effect damage on your Toboggan. These are 2 must-haves. The reason that damage goes on for so long, and that when I shot my shocker and the projectiles hit this wall back here and they still did enough damage to hit Traunt, even though the projectiles are splashing against this wall, is because when Eraser is procced, it double dips in all of the things, or not all of the things, but a lot of the things that you had shot prior, and one of the biggest ones is being splash damage radius. Now, our projectiles that are flying away from the enemy that we just hit are getting crazy increases in damage, but they won't hit the target that we just shot at unless our splash damage radius is big enough. And every time that they splash and hit our targets, they're going to proc Eraser and then reapply all of the splash damage radius that they got off of the original projectile again, meaning that as long as if I shoot this this thing and there's an enemy in this area, as long as these things keep critting, they will keep building up splash radius, and Eraser will keep spawning new projectiles, meaning that'll basically just go on forever until something's dead, which is absolutely ridiculous. Borderlands will also be in the Discord and in the pinned comment because I struggle. This is probably, everyone asked me what my favorite build for Zane is. It's Borderlands. It's so much fun, and you can use a lot of different weapons. You can use the Creamer for this one shot. You can use the Globetrotter. You can use the Root if you wanted to, but yeah, this is Borderlands. All right, let's do Mo's. So for Mo's, we're going to be using Fire Hose Mo's. We're going to swap out the Blastmaster for the Flare class mod and swap out the Pearl for the Toboggan. Now, for shields, I would recommend the O.M or the Revolter. I'll show you guys this setup in a second, but I'm going to do this kill and then break down why I did the things that I did. So to start us off, we're going to get overkill, but I'm going to use a Moonfire to generate overkill, because if I use the Kick Charger, I would break my short fuse guarantee, and I'll explain that in a second. So see all those numbers popped up? That's because everything that needed to triggered. Short fuse triggered, meaning that I'm still saving my next short fuse for my next shot. We're going to slide here. So we proc that, throw our grenade, throw our circle, and try to hit his crit. There we go. So that's how you do the one shot on Mo's. I know that was a lot, so I'm going to do it again wrong and show you guys how little damage you can do with the exact same setup. So this is how to do it wrong. I'm going to shoot the Kick Charger at the enemy, and you'll see that I break my short fuse by doing too much damage. Or, for example, if I threw my grenade at the first enemy, or if I threw my grenade at Traunt, it would break short fuse. I have a full, 20-minute breakdown on how to do this on Mo's, but so I'm going to slide and shoot with the Kick Charger. See how you only saw a shock number there? That's because short fuse didn't get a chance to proc because I did too much damage. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing. Proc my circle, throw my thing, and try to hit his crit. And as you can see, there was no short fuse proc there. That's why that was absolutely ruined. So doing this Mo's one shot is all about keeping short fuse. Mo's short fuse will double dip in all of your splash damage. It's the strongest and most powerful tool for one-shotting in the game, but it is a little tricky to keep up and maintain. You could use a Revolter, by the way, for this. I wouldn't recommend a Infernal Wish, to be honest with you, but once again, let's do it correct. See, all the numbers popped up. We made sure we got our overkill. Now slide, shoot, make sure we throw our grenade, and one shot him. So that time we're able to maintain our short fuse. This is Fire Hose Mo's. Once again, you could use the Revolter if you wanted to with this. O.M works as well. They're both really freaking strong. And then the Flare. The reason the Flare is so good, if I didn't explain this, is this gains up to 100% damage while Iron Bear is active, decreasing as Iron Bear spends fuel. When you pop Iron Bear to show up for this gun damage, if you're using Iron Cub, is applied to you. It's not only for Iron Bear. So we're getting a 100% damage multiplier. One thing you do want to note is if you want to do this to the best of your ability, take all these points out of Stainless Steel Bear. You want to remove these points because this added fuel, it spawns missing this added fuel, and it's just more maximum fuel. So that's kind of a mistake. But other than that, guys, that is the one shot on Mo's and all the characters. I hope you guys found this informational. If any of this still confuses you, or you're trying what I'm doing and you're not getting the damage or getting the kill, be sure to drop by my Twitch and ask me. I've got all these setups, and I love answering your guys' questions. So yeah, make sure to go over there. I'll catch y'all in the next one, guys. Take care. Peace.
I was putting in the